I talk all the time about food producers and their desire to be on top of what's happening in the food world to make sure that they are creating products that are appealing to you, that will entice you to buy them. They also try to predict what the food trends are. So this year, I've decided to do something a little bit different. Instead of putting it in the newsletter, I'm going to put it right here on YouTube so that you can see what I think about some of the things coming out. This is just one company. This is my opinion of the products that they are selecting to be the big things for 2023. So I am MiraDessy. I am the ingredient guru. I am all about helping people understand what's in what you eat. And for those people with chronic health issues, helping them find real food solutions to nourish their body and support it while they are dealing with whatever they're going through. So today I have this box. This is the Whole Foods box. It's called The Next Big Thing. And that big, ugly looking thing in the corner is where I removed my mailing address label. So it comes in this nice, firm cardboard box full of all kinds of rattly things. I promise I have not looked in the box at all. All I did was cut the tape. So we're going to unbox this and see what's in here. There's a message inside. Sorry, I put it on a chair next to me, but this is the message. It says, "The future is in your hands." Literally, it's inside this box. Woohoo! This is the Whole Food Market's annual forecast trends for 2023. It says, "At Whole Foods Market, we're constantly thinking about the things that make your life richer and more vibrant. Whether it's what you eat, what you drink, or what you put on your body, we're obsessed with where it comes from, how it gets into our stores, and how you enjoy it at home. We have local foragers, global buyers, expert team members, even a bona fide trends council who have their fingers on the pulse of what's in store. So discover this curated assortment that represents our predictions for the top trends on the horizon. This is where things are going." So this is Whole Foods' take on what will be appealing to consumers over the next year that may influence buying trends, shopping trends, creation trends. And so I did buy this box, by the way. This was not a gift from Whole Foods. And so this is a card that talks about what's in the box. We'll just set that aside for right now. I'll show you a brief look of what's in the box. I don't want to pick it up too much because I don't want everything to fall out. I'm just going to grab things and we'll see what happens. Okay, so the first thing we have here is something that looks like it's called Goodles. And it says noodles, Cheddy Mac. So it's a creamy macaroni and cheese. One of the things that I find very interesting, it has a little clean label sticker, not a sticker, but a little label on it so that, because there's all kinds of labels that we're watching out for these days. On the side, it says these are the things that they think make it gooder. It has 14 grams of protein, 6 grams of fiber with prebiotics, 21 nutrients from plants. They claim it's unbelievably delicious and it has community love. On the back, it has a little marketing blurb as well as some cooking directions and a little UPC code, I guess, if you want to join the tribe. That is the ingredient panel. So one of the things that I absolutely love about the new ingredient or the new food label, however, is if you'll notice, we have 2 columns here. The first column is if you consume, oh, this is just the dry mix, sorry. And then if you make it as prepared, they claim there's 2.5 servings in the box. I'm assuming as prepared, it's got to be per serving. Normally, I'm seeing a lot more, however, where it has 2 columns. The first column is if you eat the serving they recommend. The second column is if you eat the entire package. So there's a whole bunch of things in here in terms of nutrients and all that kind of thing. I'm actually not going to go through the nutrition panel on any of these, unless there's something that egregiously stands out to me. For example, this does have 590 milligrams of sodium, which is an awful lot. That is 26% of your daily recommended value. That's a lot of sodium. I am, however, going to go through the ingredient panels because as the ingredient guru, that's where my attention goes first. So it starts with the noodles. They are wheat flour, chickpea protein, wheat protein, and it's extracted from broccoli, spinach, kale, pumpkin, sweet potato, sunflower seed, cranberry, chlorella, shiitake mushrooms. So that's the pasta. So the pasta is a combination of wheat, chickpea, and vegetable extract. I will say, obviously, for anybody who has gluten sensitivity, if you have non-celiac gluten sensitivity, if you have any of, the gluten-related disorders, you're not going to want to eat this product. For people who don't have a problem with gluten, that seems fine. This also has a cheddar cheese blend, which is made with cultured milk, whey, buttermilk, salt, disodium phosphate, color, which is from annatto and paprika and turmeric, enzymes, butter, which is made from cream, salt, and enzymes, salt, tapioca flour, dried maple syrup, lactic acid. And it does have an allergy warning that it contains wheat and milk. So I'm not sure why they put maple syrup in there. I don't normally think of macaroni and cheese as being a sweet product. It doesn't have that much sugar. It's got 6 grams of sugar. It says no added sugars. I'm not sure why the maple syrup's in there then. And then it says it's part of the Clean Label project. It has a little recycling thing at the bottom. I'm not clear as to exactly what the standards for the Clean Label project are when it comes to dairy products, whether that means it has no RBST or RBGH. I will have to look that up and get back to you in a later video. But so this is one of the things that they think is going to be a big hit. And when we look at their, let's see, is there anything in particular? No, this is just talking about the trends. Oh, they're saying retro remix. So this is because childhood favorites reinvented with better ingredients and special diets in mind. Not sure what special diets they're talking about, but okay. Next product. Oh, we have a hat. Look at that. Ta-da! We have a hat. I don't actually tend to wear these hats, so I will gift this to somebody. Did they say anything about the hat? I'm just curious. No, they do not say anything about the hat, but it's a cute hat, has an egg on it. Nice material. It's from Vital Farms and it's 100% cotton. Woohoo, bonus points for no synthetics. So that's good. All right, next up, we have Yaupon Brothers American Tea Company. This is a lavender coconut Yaupon holly tea. So Yaupon is a native plant here in Texas. And I know it grows some other places as well, but it does have some health benefits, also has some caffeine. So you have to be careful about how much you consume. This is wildcrafted in Florida without the use of pesticides, fertilizers, or chemicals. And so they give you instructions for how to steep it. And it comes in these little containers. Those look like paper tea bags, not the ones that tend to come with the plastic. And it says it is a perfect fusion of organic Yaupon holly, rooibos, lavender flowers, and organic flavor essence. So that's one of those things where it could be a lot of things. Bright coconut flavors unfold into a soothing lavender finish that will leave you feeling relaxed and refreshed, delicious, hot or iced, naturally caffeinated, rich in antioxidants. Yaupon Brothers tea is healthy and delicious way to add energy and focus to your day. So the ingredients are organic Yaupon holly, organic lavender flowers, organic rooibos, which is like a sweet bush tea, and organic natural flavor, allergen warning coconut. So I'm guessing that the big thing for this, I'm using my little cheat sheet here because they tell you what historically used by indigenous Americans in the Southeast, Yaupon, the only native caffeinated plant in the US, now being used as an ingredient in kombucha, energy teas, and beyond. So their focus is the Yaupon. I am guessing that they're thinking we are going to see more things with Yaupon in them, potentially more things with lavender, I don't know, but definitely more things with Yaupon, more naturally caffeinated things. So that'll be interesting to keep an eye on and see what happens. All right, next we have Siete, and I happen to love Siete products. I do consume them. I like their chips. I like they do have one that I don't buy because it's too addictive. They have a cinnamon chip that's just like candy. So I don't buy it because I could eat the whole bag. This is a dairy-free queso. This must be their newest flavor. It's made with 100% olive oil, non-GMO project verified, certified, gluten-free. We're looking for all of the, oh, and this is really cute. They came up with their own Abuela approved. I don't normally look that closely. It's probably on the others too. I just haven't noticed it. So the ingredients in this are potatoes, avocado oil, nutritional yeast, sea salt, garlic powder, onion powder, tomato powder, ground dates, beet powder, red chili powder, serrano powder, paprika, annatto powder, porcini mushrooms powder, citric acid, and lactic acid. So it claims that it has no sugar. However, because we do have some dates in there, ground dates, I'm assuming it's less than 0.5 grams per serving. When that happens, they're allowed to say that there's none. It has 6 servings per container, 1 serving right there. 14 chips. Wait a minute, where is it there? 14 chips. I generally don't tend to measure them. I pour them into a bowl. So if you do not eat what it says on the label, then you need to refigure all these nutrition facts, which most people don't do. I'm just saying that for anybody who is concerned about how many carbs they're getting or how much sugar they're getting or any of those kinds of things. It does have a little bit of protein in it. And they are saying that this is going to be, avocado oil is going mainstream is what they're claiming. I've seen a lot of avocado oil over the last year and a bit, so perhaps it's going to become more popular than it already is. I think it's interesting. Well, again, we'll have to wait and see. A lot of people perhaps are looking for a different healthy oil choice, a healthy fat, rather than things like canola or corn, which I don't recommend at all. I do cook with avocado oil. I like it. So I think it can be a great choice to add in. And I am very curious about how these taste. So I'm waiting, by the way, to share the ones that I'm going to keep. I'm sharing with my husband. So that's a cool one. And then here we have, oh my gosh, this looks really amazing. So this is Just Date organic date syrup. I do occasionally use date syrup in things, and I will tell you, it is a pain in the patootie to make it yourself. You have to soak the dates, and then you have to heat them up and then grind them and then thin them out. And this looks like it's a nice viscosity, but it's not too runny. Mine tends to come out too thick, so it's a combination between a paste and a syrup. So having it in a container is actually not a bad idea. This says coffee and tea, breakfast baking, replace refined sugar. And so this is, 2% of every sale supports diabetes education and research. And they do list the glycemic index of different things on the container. I love when they have education in there. This is 100% organic medjool dates, a 1-ingredient food. We love that. I think this is actually going to be a good one. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to find this in my local store when I'm done with this package. Oh, actually, duh, they'll have it at Whole Foods because they put it in the box. Yeah, it does have 13 grams of sugar. Dates are high in sugar, but and obviously no fat, no carbs. Oh, actually 15 grams of carbs. Sorry, no fat. What I meant to say was no cholesterol and no protein. It does not need to be refrigerated. I imagine if you refrigerated this, it would get really thick. So let's see what they say. The great date. Dates known for their rich, sweet, caramel-like flavor are having a renaissance as a sweetener in the form of pastes, syrups, and even ketchup. So perhaps we will be seeing more dates creeping into the grocery store aisles, either as syrups and pastes by themselves or as a sweetener alternative in products. I guess that is one of the big trends that they're anticipating. Next into the box, let's see. Oh my gosh, this one looks very interesting. So this is solely organic fruit and nothing else. This is green banana fusilli pasta for savory pasta dishes. Just one ingredient, so they tell you that right up front. And when we look at the ingredient panel, indeed, it is organic green banana. I will say I have not had green banana flour products, so that is an interesting take on that. We do have a lot of these lovely little labels here. It is high in iron and potassium, certified NSF gluten-free, non-GMO project verified, USDA organic. And then, of course, it's paleo-friendly, gluten-free, always vegan. When we look at the side of the box, see, this is what I was talking about. So they have two columns here, and one is per serving and one is per container, which is great because then you don't have to work so hard to do all the math. So they are claiming that they harvest whole organic green bananas, and green bananas, by the way, are a resistant starch, so they can actually be good for our gut. They provide prebiotics, which are a really good choice to feed our little pets living inside our microbiome. Green bananas have a delicious and rich savory flavor. They are a good source of fiber. Yes, the greener the banana, the more fiber it has. They are high in iron and potassium and are uniquely suited for crafting a rich, tasty fusilli. And so they are transforming them into a pasta. That's really fascinating. I'm going to be very interested to see if there is going to be more green banana products coming to market, potentially in the form of just a flour or being turned into other things. And yeah, they're just saying there's a whole new crop of plant-based pasta alternatives coming. So this is because we're looking for more plant-based options, things like spaghetti squash, green bananas, all of those kinds of things. So we'll keep an eye out for that and see how that plant-based trend continues to impact the aisles of the grocery store. Next, more snacks, apparently. This is 12 Tides organic kelp snacks. I happen to love kelp, so that's great. Made with kelp from regenerative ocean farms. That's fascinating. I hear about regenerative farming. I have several friends who are regenerative farmers. I have not heard about regenerative ocean farms, but it makes sense that we would want to take care of them. So this is puffed kelp chips. Not so happy about the puff part because that means highly processed. It is plant-based, gluten-free, no sugar added, baked, never fried. Okay, and the packaging is compostable. So if you have a compost heap, you can throw it in there and it will break down. All right, on the back, we have some information about ocean positive snacking. So they're talking about the different things and how that affects the ocean. And then they also... So this says compostable in industrial facilities. Check locally as these do not exist in many communities, not suitable for backyard composting. That's really good that they put that on there. But I suspect there are going to be a lot of people that are going to see this and not read that. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. Each bag helps restore California's native kelp forests. Very cool. I love when there are food products that help support the ecosystem for generating more food. If we take care of it, it will continue to provide. So this says North American kelp, cassava flour, tapioca flour, everything mix, which is, of course, onion, garlic, poppy seed, and sesame seed. Black sesame seed, caraway, sunflower oil, tamari, which is made from soybeans, salt, kale, and sea salt. And it looks like all of the ingredients are organic. So I'm not thrilled about the fact that there's soy in here, even if it's listed as organic. Soy can be a challenge. I also struggle with the fact that this is a puffed extruded product, and the more highly processed something is, the quicker it impacts your system. So it hits the blood sugar really quickly. This could be interesting to try as a treat, but it would not be something that I would buy on a regular basis because it's just not a great choice. I love a lot of the things that they're doing. I love the fact that they're certified B Corp. I think that's great. I like that they give 1% for the planet. I like that it's essentially a local, it's made with North American kelp, so we're not going to another country. There's a lot of things to like about this. Hopefully 12 Tides comes up with some other products that are not extruded. And I'm going to hope that they also maybe don't use soy. So that's that one. Next, let's see, we got a couple things left in here. What is this? Oh my gosh. I got a little coupon for free eggs. We eat lots of eggs in my house. So that's great. And it's so funny because a lot of the things that I buy, they don't have coupons for. There's no coupon for zucchini, but apparently there is a coupon for Vital Farms organic restorative eggs. So we'll just put that right there and remember to take that the next time we go to the grocery store. I'm actually going to have to put it in my purse so that I remember because I don't have a coupon container. All right, next thing that we have is climate-friendly crackers. That's an interesting twist. Moonshot is the name of the crackers. These are sourdough and sea salt. So no added sugar, which I love. So many companies put sugar in things that are supposed to be savory. Crackers and things like that are not supposed to have sugar in them. They're savory. If we're eating sweetness, when we have those kinds of savory foods, we then find ourselves needing a higher set point for sugar in order to have what we classify as dessert. So definitely good that they don't have it in there. They are saying that they are climate friendly people and they work to be carbon neutral, thoughtfully source their ingredients, recyclable packaging, that kind of thing. It's plant-based, non-GMO, and the package is 100% recycled, which is kind of cool. Let's see. Oh, they give you some suggestions for what to serve it with. And you know what? I love this. The shake test. I don't think there's a plastic bag in there. I think this is packaged in the box. So it's even more environmentally friendly because plastic never breaks down. And so that is really cool. Also on the bottom, we have a couple of more statements to share about the product. So this is a Black woman-owned company. It is kosher. This is considered dairy according to the kosher certification. And it says land acknowledgement. We are located on the unceded ancestral homeland of the Yelamu tribe. Don't know what that is, but interesting that they put that on there. Okay, so now we're going to get to the ingredients. It has organic wheat flour. So again, if anybody has any sort of wheat sensitivity, gluten sensitivity, whatever, this is not for you. Organic sunflower oil, organic sourdough, which is made with fermented organic rye flour and salt. So they are actually fermenting their sourdough instead of doing a quick push. I'm guessing it probably takes longer for the ryes because it's fermented. Sea salt, lactic acid, baking soda, and organic yeast extract. It is also made on equipment that can also process milk. That would explain why there is a D after the kosher hechsher. So interesting product. Let's see, what does Whole Foods say about why we are including this one? It is, okay, wait a minute. So this is Moonshot. That's what we're looking for. Oh, they didn't list anything about it in here. So that's interesting. Oh, there it is. Sorry. Climate conscious callouts. Products are taking to their labels to talk about sustainability efforts. And so it's because consumers want to know where things are coming from. We want to know what they're doing to the land. We want to know what's happening, how things are crafted, created, packaged. And so this is apparently a trend about labeling and connecting with the consumer regarding what is going on with their land use and sustainability. So that's, in looking through this, I actually saw something about the eggs. So it wasn't just a gimme. There's a little thing in there too. It says more and more consumers believe chickens should be able to act like chickens. So they're prioritizing welfare when shopping for both poultry and eggs. And yes, chickens should not live in battery cages. They should not be crammed in. They should be allowed to roam free and be a chicken, obviously within some confines to keep them safe, but we don't want them stacked one on top of the other, 3 to a cage, to the point where they have to debeak them in order to, so that they don't attack each other because they're stressed and bored and overwhelmed. So I'm assuming when I get these eggs, I will probably on the package see that these are from free roaming hens. We'll find out. Okay, next we have cookie mix. We love cookies. I love cookies. Okay, so this is Renewal Mill, another climate change, fights climate change. So I think there are more companies coming, or at least Whole Foods anticipates that there are more companies coming that will be working towards climate change, restorative agriculture, making sure that we are taking care of the planet, the climate, our environment. So that'll be very interesting to see. So this is Upcycle, interesting word, we'll find out why. Oat chocolate chip cookie mix. It is gluten-free, vegan, non-GMO. And so on the side here, we have a couple of labels. So this is Upcycle certified. This is actually the first time I've seen this particular label. So I'm going to have to look into that one a little bit more. Non-GMO project verified. And it is fair trade for the cocoa that's in there. So the cocoa is fair trade processed. And it says this cookie mix empowers you to fight climate change from your kitchen. By choosing upcycled, you are reducing food waste, a leading driver of climate change, and saving valuable natural resources. So one of the things that happens with food waste is a lot of food waste, especially if it goes into a landfill, is a huge methane generator. By keeping things out of the landfills and out of the waste stream, we can not only reduce waste to a certain amount, we can also reduce environmental pollution. So that's cool. So this says, America's favorite cookie made even better with a hint of oaty goodness, crispy edges, soft, chewy centers, and notes of butterscotch, brown sugar, and vanilla. Sounds very yum. We'll see. This does say, please don't eat raw cookie dough on here. And looking at this, this is a 2-column label. This is the ingredients in the mix. This is the ingredients in as prepared. And there are 20 servings per bag. 1 cookie is a serving. You just make the whole batch all at once. Ingredients. Okay, so this one's going to have a lot of sugar because sugar is the #1 ingredient. Vegan light brown sugar. And so the reason they say vegan sugar is because sugar, regular sugar, can be processed through bone char. And if it is, then people who are vegan do not want to eat it because they obviously don't want that animal impact. So this does not have that. Chocolate chips, which are made from organic cane sugar, unsweetened chocolate, cocoa butter, dextrose, and then also vegan cane sugar, white rice flour, potato starch, oat milk flour, which is made from oats and water, garbanzo bean flour, organic pea starch, organic vanilla powder, organic cane sugar, organic vanilla bean extractives, sea salt, natural flavor, baking soda, and xanthan gum. Okay. I'm a little confused because I'm not sure what the upcycled part is, which ingredients they're upcycling in here. So I guess we would have to do a little more research on that. I will say, I'm not going to give you a breakdown of the fact that it's a lot of sugar and a lot of starches and things like that. Folks, it's a cookie. If you want a cookie, eat a cookie. Just make sure it's a good cookie and don't eat too many. The idea for this one is brands are innovating with byproducts of milk alternatives like nut and oat pulp, creating new flours, baking mixes, and ready-to-eat sweets. So it's the upcycling part of things that we're incorporating more of that into the food stream so that we can recapture the things from food production that potentially still have a useful function and that could be used to create food. Not that we should be eating a regular diet of cookies, but a cookie every now and then, not a bad thing. Okay, and we have, one last thing in here from the Portland Pet Company. This is pumpkin brew biscuits, all natural handcrafted dog treats. Max is going to love these. Oh my gosh, crafted by humans, loved by dogs. That's so sweet. It does say human grade. I wonder what they taste like. I may have to eat one. Okay, so it says, raise a pint to your favorite pooch with these tasty brew biscuits. We start with repurposed spent grains from our favorite local Northwest brewery. Then we blend them with fresh organic pumpkin and natural peanut butter to create a crunchy, mouth-watering baked treat. Contains no alcohol or hops, just good stuff for your good dog. And they're twice baked, and it's meant to be a treat, not a meal. Okay, it says all natural, no preservatives or additives. The ingredients are, I'm not going to be tasting this. It was exciting for a moment, but the number one ingredient is barley, and barley has gluten, and I cannot do gluten. Barley, pumpkin, peanut butter, organic rye flour, more gluten, and eggs. So it actually sounds like it could be a fun treat for a dog. So that's cool. And then let's see, what does it say? I'm just trying to find. Here we are. Only the finest for Fido. With a return to the office for many pet parents, a focus on pet wellness and palate is more important than other. So here's the funny thing about that. We are focused more on good quality ingredients for our pets. We don't want to give them crappy food. They deserve a nourishing diet as well. They deserve not to have, icky things in their food. So I love that it's all whole food ingredients. I think that's great. Be interesting to see what Mr. Max thinks. I'll let you know. I think the other thing that's funny, and I will put a link to it up above, I interviewed Dr. Bill Schindler, who was talking about the fact that he was at the grocery store and saw something that he thought looked really great. And he's like, I would eat that. And then he flipped it over and realized he was reading the back of the package, realized that it was meant for his dog. So that was funny. Anyhow, so this was the trends box for 2023. It looks like they are anticipating there is going to be more sustainability, more clean labels, more whole food ingredients, more interesting ingredients like Yaupon and green banana flour. Here's the Yaupon again. And also looking at different oils, going back to avocado oil potentially, and also looking at a couple of things that have to do with consumer requirements, consumers being more interested in understanding where their food comes from. So it will be very interesting to see if not only if these products that they have picked for 2023 take off over the next year, but if because of that, other products are created. Will there be more things using date syrup? Will there be more things with avocado oil or green banana flour? Will there be more Yaupon appearing on the grocery store shelf? Very interesting. So we will keep our eye out and see what happens. Thank you for joining me for this really fun peek at what was inside the 2023 Whole Foods Trend Box. Take care, folks.